forgot to take off the noise suppression. Dang it. Alright, well, I felt like I was forgetting something. Sorry about that. There we go. There we go. Hi, Thorn. Hi, Thorn. Congrats on getting first. Mwah. Hope you're doing alright. It's Wednesday. Hope you've been having a good week.
Staying hydrated. It's pretty hot this week. I got sunburned yesterday. I got sunburned. My arms got sunburned, and probably my head too. I don't know, the top of my head. But oh well. It doesn't hurt right now or anything. But it still sucks. So make sure you're staying hydrated. Use sunscreen, of course. And yes, it's going to be in the 90s around here later this week, so definitely take care of yourselves. I'm lucky I'll be sitting in my room 3 days straight. That reminds me, make sure you stand up, stretch and walk around, get some water. We'll do that too later. But I hope you're all doing okay.
So, yep, tomorrow is the beginning of the donathon. I'm going to do my darndest to wake up in time and be ready in time. We'll see. Hey, Foxtrot. I'm doing alright. I'm doing okay, Foxtrot. Hope you're doing okay. I hope you're having a good week. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow's the beginning of the donathon, 11 a.m. MDT. I hope you're doing okay, Foxtrot. You're doing fine? Okay. That's good. So I saw earlier today that Twitch is on the 11th of July. It's either the 11th or the 12th. I'm pretty sure it's the 11th. They're going to be raising the price of tier 1 subs from $5.99 to $6.99. And they're citing inflation as the reason, but I mean everybody else raised their prices years ago, so it doesn't really make sense. But they don't seem to be adding any benefits for subscribers for this added dollar. I mean, it's nice that people might get a better cut from the sub money, but like, it's just going to hurt smaller streamers, because it's going to hurt lots of people, because now you're like half the price of a Netflix sub. And other stuff, I'm sure other subscriptions are like $7, $8, right? So I don't know. It's profitable around because of the Amazon route. That's true. That's true. That's true. But it's just weird. Like, why didn't they do this when everyone else was raising their prices? Maybe that's because maybe they was like, oh, look at us, we're not raising prices. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, they just announced it yesterday. So, they apparently posted a tweet about it yesterday, and then they removed the tweet because I think it said they're increasing the price on the 12th, and the new post today says the 11th. So that could be why. That could be why. Hope the background noise isn't too bad. It's just my PC. I apologize. But yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird. It would be way better if they added more perks for being subscribed to at all. Maybe they're trying to get people to use Twitch Turbo or whatever. I don't know. Because Twitch Turbo, it's like a flat rate, just a subscription, and then you get ad-free viewing and all that stuff already, and then you can subscribe to people that you want to. So, I don't know. They really should be adding an additional value to the subscription, or like, I don't know, make another tier of subscription. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've known Twitch isn't profitable for a while. Excuse me, and they just can't figure out how to monetize their site. I guess I don't know. And their mobile app, like, it's annoying. It's annoying. So I don't know. So I am. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess. I don't even know if people can hear me right now. But yeah, if people need to unsub, I totally understand. Please don't. Please don't stay subscribed. If please take care of yourself. Right. I'm just here doing my thing. Right. So you can watch for free, of course. So you don't need to subscribe. So, but I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see what happens. I might consider trying streaming on YouTube. I might consider trying that at some point. I'm not sure how I would go about simulcasting to YouTube. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that, but yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Twitch hasn't been profitable for a while. I mean, there was a pirate software YouTube short or something, right? Where like Twitch, like a 2-hour stream at 1080p costs Twitch like $3,000 or something. I don't remember. It was a decent chunk of money for a regular person, I guess. But yeah, they've been bought out by Amazon. So it's probably what saved them. Um, it definitely saved them. uh, but Amazon makes so much money. Amazon might just not care and let Twitch just do its thing. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. Ooh, sorry about that. Bump to the mic. But I don't really want to stream on Kick. That seems, I don't know. I don't like the vibes. I don't like it. I don't like it. And Kick uses Amazon's servers to broadcast. So if you're using Kick because you don't like Amazon or whatever, Kick uses Amazon's services to broadcast. So it's just like literally no difference. No difference at all. Sorry, I forgot to put on the bell. I hope you guys ate something yummy today. I had some veggies and meatballs and what was left of a bag of frozen fries. Wasn't a lot, it was just the crumbs, but it felt better eating it than throwing it away. And then we had spaghetti meatballs for dinner. So, ate lots of meatballs today. Well, 6, I guess. I don't know if that's a lot of meatballs. Pretty sure the serving size on the bag says 3. So, I ate double the serving size of meatballs today. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it, get off my chest, I guess. The price increase. Because if they're going to increase it, they should really add like more email slots, or like I don't know. But what would you add to add more value to a subscription? I mean, you already have ad-free viewing on that specific person's stream, and then their emotes. I don't know. I don't know what I would do in Twitch's situation. I don't think I would raise it by a whole $1. Maybe like 50 cents. Or I would add. They don't seem to promote, right? Well, that because Twitch Nitro, is it Nitro? I thought it was Turbo. Forgive me. I think Barry has Nitro, and it gives you free viewing on the whole site, I think. I don't know how much it is. I do make money off of Nitro. If I look at my analytics, I don't even know. I think it might be against TOS to tell you how much I make. I don't know. Nitro's Discord. That's right. Thank you, Foxtrot. Thank you. So, what was I saying? I don't know, and in some territories they already raised the price, and now they're just raising it again in all those other territories. So that doesn't seem right. I mean, people that I think I saw a reply to their tweet saying that people in Australia already paid $10, which is just crazy. That's crazy. That's, you're competing. I don't know, but like $10 here in the U.S. You're competing with what? Crunchyroll, um, maybe Netflix, and I don't know how much Disney Plus is. I don't know how much it is for just one person. But at that point, you're competing with actual streaming services, um, with libraries of content. So I don't know. Maybe, but and then someone else on Twitter said that maybe they're trying to. It's a bit tinfoil hat. Maybe that maybe they're trying to squeeze out all these lower CCV streamers by increasing the price of subs to try and squeeze them out. That might. I don't know if they would do that. I don't know if they would do that. They still make money off those ads. I mean, more streamers, more ads on eyeballs, right? I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It depends if they're making the money back on ads from using the servers. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I do have a YouTube channel. I do have one. I have not streamed there yet. We might try it one day. We might try streaming on YouTube one day. But I upload all my VODs there. Anyway, that's like the only content up there besides some shorts. But so if you're not subbed there, please consider doing so. Because we might swap to YouTube one day. But by sub count on YouTube is dwarfed by my following on Twitch at this point. So, yeah. I don't know. I'd feel bad just leaving. I don't think I would do YouTube exclusively. I don't think I would do that really ever. I don't know, unless Twitch is like just becomes like the worst ever. Oh, sorry, I'm just rambling. Stream of consciousness right out of my head, so I apologize. So yeah, I get why they're doing it, but they could do more. Right? Give people more incentive to subscribe, to give us more added value for that dollar. I don't think they will. If this goes through, which it might not, I don't know. Twitch seems to flip-flop on things all the time, so I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like I keep repeating myself. But like, I don't think if like I didn't know people that used Turbo, I don't even know if I would know Turbo was a thing. So like they don't really advertise it very often. They don't do it. They don't. And I get why maybe they don't, right? Because then the Turbo I don't know if Turbo's cheaper than just a sub to a singular person. I don't actually know how much Turbo is. But if everybody's using Turbo instead of just subbing to individual streamers, right? Maybe they lose money on that, and then they're like, oh well, we can't get rid of it, because then people would be like, oh, you got rid of this, and then other people would be like, oh, this was a thing. Why'd you get rid of it? It sounds great. So, $11.99 a month. Okay, so unless they raise the price of Turbo too, that's the price of 2 subscriptions. That would be the price of 2 subscriptions after July 11th. So, compared to subbing to 2 people for ad-free viewing, well, I guess you get the emotes. If you really, I mean, if you want the emotes, you'd sub, right? But if you don't care about the emotes, just getting Turbo lets you bypass ads, which totally makes sense, for sure. I mean, that's more than my Crunchyroll sub, but Crunchyroll's increasing their price to like $10 from like $8. So, yeah, it just seems silly. So I reinstalled Opposing Force, and before I started stream, I went to get the capture set up for it, right? And apparently, I already have a Half-Life capture set up, probably for when we played through the demo of Half-Life they released for their anniversary. Excuse me, sorry. So that was nice. That was nice. And I cleaned my room. Or I cleaned my desk for the most part. I tried to put away all these Mezzu cards. I still have all the cards we opened in that, all those cards we got from the 60 booster packs we opened in that, 5.5 hour stream. Stream was a freaking marathon. That's why. Anyway, let me finish this. And I have 2 10,000 card storage boxes because I bought someone's collection on eBay like last year. I won an auction for it for like $30. It's like probably over 5 pounds. Maybe one of the boxes is like 5 pounds, maybe. But one of them is completely full. I cannot put any more cards in it. One still has a bit of room, but not enough room. So I need to find another box laying around and just put them in there. But I don't have enough cards left to put away to justify buying another 10,000 card box. So I need to like find an Amazon box or something, a shoe box. Yeah, so I put some away. I was building, so I tried to build like Mezzu Commander decks. Failure. I never played with them, but I don't think they would work. Because in Metazoo, in like Magic and stuff, you can have 4 copies of each card in your deck. In Metazoo, each card has a specific card limit. So let's see. This Humple Dumple, which is a goblin, is a beastie goblin. He synergizes with other goblins. I don't know how many goblins have been printed. There's the Hopkinsville Goblin King deck from when the first set launched. That deck's fine. I don't know if it would compete with cards from newer sets. So this Humple Dumple is kind of useless. I mean, when you play him. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting distracted. You can have 3 Humple Dumples in your deck. And let's see. What's this? The Sackabilly, which is a beastie demon. You can have 4. And then there's ones like the Greys, like classic aliens, the gray aliens with the big tear-shaped heads and big eyeballs. Those guys, you can have 10 of them in your deck. So, but in like the Magic's Commander format, you can only have it's a singleton format. Hi Yggdrasil, BR, hello. Mwah. How are you, dear? Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. How are you? Hope you're having a good week. I'm just talking to myself. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, so Commander is a singleton format. You can have 1 copy of each card in your deck. You can play cards that copy spells when you play them and that kind of thing. But anyway, so I'm not even sure how you would make that work in Metazoo. Because a lot of cards would just be completely useless. Because the Greys, so Humple Dumple, when you play Humple Dumple, he's like this potato-shaped goblin with 1 big eyeball and a witch hat and a staff. When you play him, you index, so you flip the top card of your deck till you find a goblin, another goblin card, and then you get to place that goblin into the arena. And then you probably shuffle your deck, or just put the cards back in any order. It's like scrying, that kind of thing from Magic. So he searches other goblins, not specifically other Humple Dumples, but just a generic goblin keyword, right? So he'd be okay in like a Hopkinsville Goblin Commander deck, because his colors are black and brown, so dark and earth. So you could put Hopkinsville Goblins in a deck with Humple Dumples, and but like a card like the Greys, when you play a Grey, you flip the top card of your deck. If it's a Grey or a Terra Page, you can play it for free that turn. And then that Grey that you play, you flip it up and it's a Grey, you can play that Grey. Then that Grey also flips up the top card of your deck, and you keep going. That's why you can put 10 in your deck. So I don't know how Commander would work in Metazoo. You would have to. It would be, you wouldn't be able to do too much in that format. You'd have to. A lot of cards would just be useless. What? Huh? Thank you for the follow, Yggdrasil. Thank you. Thank you. You are 580. We hit our goal. We hit our goal. I did not think we'd get here this quick. I did not. Holy smokes. Thank you, Yggdrasil. If there's a favorite ASMR trigger if you have a favorite ASMR trigger, I'd be happy to do it for you. I would love to do it for you. Just let me know. If not, if you don't have a favorite one, that's okay too. That's okay as well. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we hit our goal, right? Manage goals. Do I need to start a new one? Yes. Start new goal. Let's go for 590. I guess we'll go for 600. I guess. I feel like we just hit 6,600. I feel like we just hit 500 like last month. I mean, maybe it was 2 months. I don't know. It is a new month. It's not May anymore. There we go. There we go. Thank you for the follow, Giselle. Thank you. Hope you're doing okay. Sorry, I keep repeating myself. I apologize. So, yeah, I'm not sure how you would do a commander equivalent in MetaZoo. Like, would your commander have to be a card that is limited to 1 copy per deck? Because then you could maybe make like a cool Grim Reaper deck. Because the Grim Reaper, you can only have 1 copy of the Grim Reaper in your deck, and he costs 9 mana to play. And when you play him, you roll a d6, and if you get a 6 or a 1, a target player loses or something like that. So he's kind of risky. I can't remember what he does if you don't roll a 1 or a 6. I can't remember. But it might be fun to maybe you would do that with, like, because MetaZoo, I'm pretty sure, seems to be built around playing with a 40 card deck. 60 cards might be a bit too bloated for MetaZoo, because when you play MetaZoo, at least with the theme decks, some of them can be pretty swingy and like ramp really quickly. Well, ramp seems to be like Lightning's thing. And forest or green. There's a couple archetypes in green, like the main archetypes in green. There's some other side ones, like making spider tokens and dealing stuff with killing stuff with poison counters. But like the main 2, there's Sasquatches and bestial and fearsome critters. Fearsome critters are stuff like the hoop snake, hide behind, Wapaloosie, all these like creatures that like lumberjacks would tell people to like haze them or whatever, like drop bears in like Australia. I think if there was a drop bear card, it would probably be a fearsome critter. It's just silly stories like that. So there's like the hoop snake, the snake that puts the end of its tail in its mouth and it rolls down hills. That kind of stuff. That's the fearsome critters, and the fearsome critters get like, most of them have tribal boost, and not every tribe in MetaZoo gets tribal boost. So it has to be printed on the card that they get tribal boost. And tribal boost, you get 10 additional attack and HP for every other fearsome critter on the battlefield, including your opponents. So with bestial fearsome critters, they're cheap, and they have utility. Some of them have pretty good, decent utility. They can bounce cards to your opponent's hand. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So fearsome critters, you just flood them out of your hand, because they're usually 1 to 2 drops. I think some of them are 3 drops. but they're fairly cheap creatures. So you just flood the you just flood the field with them and overwhelm your opponent. And Sasquatches, um, they're I think generally more expensive than bestiary for some critters. But the Bigfoot card printed in the Wilderness set, which is the third set MetaZoo released, um, has a alternate win condition where if you have 8 different Sasquatches with different names, you win the game. Or it might just be 8 Sasquatches, which is not that difficult if you just fill your deck with Sasquatches. And it's not very. There's plenty of cards that search Sasquatches and Bigfoots specifically. And there's the Ohio Grassman card, and he makes nest tokens, and nest tokens protect your Sasquatches. If you have a nest token, your opponent has to swing at the nest token before they can swing at you or your Sasquatches. So, and there's other ones that buff other Sasquatches or prevent other things like that. So Sasquatches can be pretty mean too. Why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about this? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, because I tried to build a commander decks in MetaZoo. They were just 100 card decks. So maybe you could make something equivalent to command. I don't know what would be equivalent to commander. Maybe a 60-80 card deck. Because 100 cards in MetaZoo is probably way too inconsistent. Way too inconsistent. And with the Humble Dumple, I don't know how you building a goblin deck specifically. I don't know how you would make that super consistent. I mean, you can have 10 Hopskinville goblins in your deck, and I'm pretty sure you can only have one Hopskinville goblin king in your deck, so you can use him as your commander. So that's 10 Hopskinville goblins, your king, and the 2 Humble Dumples. I'm not sure if there's other goblins besides Humble Dumple and the Hopskinville goblins. Maybe that probably is, but I don't know. But so it's really weird to me that I was trying to build these 100 card commander MetaZoo decks, right? Because I saw I was organizing the spirit cards, which is their color is purple, and they're like ghosts and stuff like that. They play with their spirit tends to play with graveyard effects, that kind of stuff. And there's a card that lets you send a spirit creature straight from your deck to your graveyard. And there's a card called Spook Light that, when it's placed in the graveyard, it deals 10 damage to a target creature or player. And you can have 10 of them in your deck, and you can have 5 of the card that sends spirits from your deck to your graveyard. And that card that sends stuff to your graveyard also does stuff with the Jersey Devil. But the Jersey Devil is a dark creature. And so I was like, okay, so build a deck around this creature that sends stuff to the graveyard, and the Spook Lights, and then I get those out. Then I just send a bunch of Spook Lights to the graveyard and just field wipe with 10 damage each. That might not be a lot, actually. And then there's cards in the fire, in the fire element that play around with the amount of spirits in the limbo, so Mezu has 3 graveyards, or the afterlife, excuse me. So there's the limbo, which is where your creatures go, the cemetery, which is where your spells go, and then the afterlife is where your resource cards go. So with the spirit cards, you're sending this with the card that sends to the it's would send to the afterlife. So it's harder to search, get creatures back from the afterlife. There are ways to do it, but I think one of them that I can remember off the top of my head requires a coin flip, and it's only once. It's not reactive. You can't reactivate that ability. You'd have to summon another one of those creatures. I think it's called the Spookster. So, I really want to try building this deck at someday. Someday, I want to try building it. So it would have the creature that sends to the afterlife from your deck. I think it's a yellow-haired girl, and she's like, I don't know what folklore she comes from, or if she's like a made-up new character from the Medizu setting, or what. But she is apparently friends with the Jersey Devil, and buffs the Jersey Devil, or something like that. So we have 3 cards here. We have the yellow-haired girl that sends to the afterlife. We have the Spookster, the Spooklight, that deals 10 damage to target creature when he's sent to the afterlife. So it wouldn't trigger when he dies, because if the Spooklight is killed in combat, he's sent to the limbo where all the other creatures go. So you want to send him from your deck with the yellow-haired girl to get the effect off. And so, and then the Spookster, when you summon the Spookster, you flip a coin. If you get heads, you get to retrieve 1 card from one beastie spirit from your afterlife back to your hand. So you could get Spooksters back, or Spooklights, or whatever else you end up sending to the afterlife, because the yellow-haired girl can send more than Spooklights, but Spooklights are the ones that do damage when they're sent to the afterlife. And then there's other spirit cards that mess with the afterlife too. But in Medizu's last set that they released, last main set, the native set, there's a card called the Raven Walker, and it got a promo printing in the Medizu 3-pack blisters that they sold exclusively in Target. And he is the culmination of this, what I'm guessing the strategy is, what I'm envisioning in my head, right? With the yellow-haired girl, the Spooklight, and the Spookster, and some other cards. The Ravenmocker is active in the arena. He's just in the arena. Any beastie that dies is sent to that player's afterlife. And once per turn, when a beastie is sent to the afterlife, he gets to gain 10 life points and 10 damage. So that's not restoring, so it would increase his maximum life points and maximum damage. And his attack deals an additional 15 damage for each beastie in all afterlives. If you're in the Linville Gorge, this beastie deals double his attack damage. I doubt you'll be playing this card in the Linville Gorge. But now we have the conclusion to this synergy, which is what I was missing, because I had the yellow-haired girl, the Spooklight, and the Spookster. It's like, okay, these all synergize with each other. Hi Toto. Hi dear. I'm just rambling to myself. um, but now we have the Raven Mocker, whose colors are attributes are dark and spirit. So, and the Jersey Devil is dark. And there's a couple printings of the Jersey Devil that you could put in the deck too, just as a big beater. I think he does a decent damage. I think there was a blister promo Jersey Devil that you have to scream a blood-curdling scream when you contract him, otherwise he dies. So, but now we have the culmination of this synergy with the Ravenwalker. So I guess that's what Mendizu did, was they would print cards, and then I feel like, because a lot of cards, looking back through these, all my collection, a lot of these the separate cards in older sets now synergize with newer cards, which is great. But when that card was originally printed, like the I think the Spooklight and the Yellow-Haired Girl were printed in the same set. I think. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But like, you know, all these separate synergies in older sets now make sense, but it took like a year and a half of new sets to get to that point of synergy. When I feel like in Magic, we would get the Ravenmocker, the Jersey Devil, the Yellow-Haired Girl, the Spookster, and the Spooklight in one set. Right? Because I don't think Mendizu packs are not built to draft at all. I don't think so. Because I don't think drafting booster packs would work at all. I built a draft cube out of my collection. Sorry, I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. Hi Toto, I hope you're doing alright there. It's good to see you. Not hear you, I can't hear you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah. Well, I guess it happens in like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff. They'll print new cards for older archetypes, right? But, you know. Yeah, so maybe one day I'll try building this Ravenmocker deck I have envisioned. Maybe one day. We'll see. I do have some booster packs of Mendizu Native to open tomorrow when we finish Opposing Force. I have 12. They're all loose, but they have the big box symbol on the packs, so that means they came from the Target blister packs. And they're loose, so I don't know if they were searched or if someone opened them to get the promos. Like I had to buy 2 copies of the Ravenmocker card. I bought 2 because I thought that was the deck limit, but when they arrived, I saw that you can have 3 in the deck, so I might buy another one. My day was good, Tato. My day was good. I didn't do too much today. I kind of slept in, I think. I feel like I slept in anyway. I cleaned up. I tried to organize all these Mezu cards. I still have the ones sitting. I still have them sitting on my desk from that 5.5 hour stream we did, where we opened 60 booster packs. They're sitting right here. I do not have enough room in my card boxes for them. I bought 2 10,000 card boxes because I bought a lot of someone's collection last year. And, yeah, so I'll have to find another place to store them. But my day was good. I vacuumed. Just got to make sure I get to sleep tonight. Oh my goodness, it's 8:21 and the sun's still up. Doesn't it set by now? It's gonna set in like 10 minutes, isn't it? Let's see. Or is sunset? 8:50, 8:57 is the sunset today. Interesting. Usually it's like 8:30. But yeah. I hope you're doing okay, Teto. Did you eat something yummy? I hope you ate something yummy today. It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. You hate daylight savings? Yeah. Well, daylight savings didn't start yesterday, and the sun usually sets around 8:30. I guess today is just later than usual. Maybe it is always around 9, and I just don't notice. That's also a high possibility, too. That's also a high possibility as well. Yeah, I would love to play MetaZoo on stream, but I don't think my sister would play MetaZoo. I'd have to get my brother to do it. I got all excited about this synergy with the yellow-haired girl, or this golden-haired girl. I don't remember. That card and the spook light. It's like, oh, she can send the spook lights to the graveyard to deal 10 damage to a target. That's great. Or I mean, I don't know if that's great, but it's synergy. Awesome. And it's like, well, and then there's the spookster that gets you something back from the afterlife. But it didn't, Now with the Ravenmocker promo, it feels complete, if that makes sense. I have a through line. We're sending stuff with spook light to deal damage when spook light's sent to the graveyard, and then Ravenmocker actively gets stronger when we send one to the afterlife, and then he deals an additional 15 damage for every beastie in an afterlife. So, and he, if once per turn, when something dies once per turn, it goes to the afterlife instead of the other graveyard, making him stronger, so yeah, it's just a cool card. I'll show it to you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to play through Opposing Force. I don't know how long that's going to take us. I'm really not good at the older Half-Life games. I'm really not. Or at least I wasn't good at Opposing Force. We didn't finish Opposing Force. I got frustrated because I got stuck. I had like 5 life left, so if I got shot, I just died. And we got to a room full of the assassins, and it was just awful. It was painful. And so there was a room across from a railway, and the track is electrocuted. You get electrocuted if you stand on the railway. So we come down these stairs, and we have to jump across it to get to the room, and the room's full of those big tall crates. So I'd walk in the room, and then I would shoot and then back up, but then I would actually touch the rail, and then I would die, or whatever. And then the 2 NPCs that I had with me would not go in the room with me to help me fight them. They'd just stand there or get killed by the rail, the railroad, the rail. Oh, so when we get to that part, I need to make sure I have more than 2 hit points. So we'll see how it goes. I think Google's said it was 5 to 7 hours. Yeah, and then we'll open these Mezu cards, and then we'll play some Temtem. If there's any time left in the stream, because it took us 5.5 hours to open 60 booster packs of MetaZoo. And these native the native set, I haven't really seen anything from the set. So I'm going to want to read them. So, and so I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get through these 12 booster packs. I don't know. I don't know. I also have to take breaks from meals. Speaking of the donathon, here's the I don't know if you've seen them, Teto. Here's the donathon rewards. I don't know if you've seen them, Teto, but here they are. If we get to $100, I'll eat spicy ramen. I have some buldak ramen that I got last week that I will eat on stream. I won't probably do hand cam with it, but I'll eat it, and I will die. I've had buldak once, and I got a cup of it for my birthday. It was cheese flavored buldak. So they just put like mac and cheese flavoring packet in there with the sauce. This one isn't the regular spicy. It's like it's a different cheese flavor. So, but the cheese flavoring didn't help the spicy level at all. Like I thought maybe it's not as spicy because it's got cheese flavoring in it. So, nope, didn't help. Didn't help. If we get to 125, I'll try coffee on stream. I still have the freeze-dried packets of coffee, packets of freeze-dried coffee from the MREs I ate with the Nestle creamer. We'll try that. I was tempted to put I'll try Monster on stream, but by that time I thought of that idea, we were already at I already had up to 250 done. I was like, that doesn't feel worth it. And I don't really want to drink Monster. If we get to 200, I'll draw chance PFPs in MS Paint. I need to make a redeem for that. I'll probably do that when I get that done. I'll make a channel point redeem for like I don't know. Not too expensive, but I don't want it to be too cheap. That'd be probably. Do I drink tea instead of coffee? I've had tea. I've had tea. I just drink water. I just drink water. The tea I have had, which I've made myself, I'll be honest, it just tastes like bad water. I don't like it. I've had fruit flavored teas, like cherry or blueberry or something, or raspberry, and it just tasted like bad watered down juice. I don't know if I made it wrong. I boiled the water. I even bought 7-ounce teacups because the instructions say to boil 7 ounces of water, or put it in 7 ounces of water, of hot boiling water or whatever, hot water. So I put the water in the kettle, put it on the thing, and then I wait for the water to boil. I pour the water in the teacup, then I put the tea bag in the teacup, then I pour the water over the tea bag, and then I let it steep for when it's warm enough for it not to burn my tongue and kill my taste buds. I've had that. I've tried black tea. I did not like it. It did not taste good. I've had green tea. The first time I had green tea, I bought a bottle of that green tea from Walmart, where they keep the the oyster sauce and all this other stuff in the Asian section. And it was really bad. But it was also 2 years out of date. I bought it in 2020 while I was still working at Walmart. And I opened it and I tried drinking it. I was like, this tastes how grass smells. What? So I tried to drink it, and then I was like, "Mom, I don't like this, but I feel bad about throwing away." And she's like, "Well, you don't have to drink it." And I looked at it at the best before date, and it was in 2018. So it was 2 years out of date. Because I guess I doubt anyone's actually buying the bottled green tea down there. Because it's on the bottom shelf next to the Romane. I know the Romane sells. I did get a bottle of Romane that we'll drink on stream. Um, have I had proper sweet tea? No. No, I haven't. And then I had a Boxu subscription for a while. If you don't know what Boxu is, it's a subscription box where they send you Japanese snacks every month. They're pretty good snacks. Um, but I subscribed to it for it was a birthday gift to myself, and I was subbed to it for like 4 or 5 months. Um, and they give you a single tea bag, bag of tea with every box to have with your drink, your snacks. And like every single time it was green tea. I still have two of them. I think I have one that's like citrusy green tea. It's like orange green tea, where orange has orange flavoring in it. Um, yeah, I'm just not a fan, I guess. Not that I haven't had every single tea out there. I haven't. Um, but I've never had coffee. I've never had coffee, Foxtrot. I don't know if you've been around when I've talked to Foxtrot. Um, I make it no secret, but I was raised Mormon or LDS, or as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, if you will. Um, that's what they prefer these days. But I was raised Mormon. It's in my blood. Um, both my grandmas on both sides are from Mormon pioneer stock. One of my grandpas was a convert. I think he was Protestant before he converted. I don't know if he converted or if he was little and then his family converted. I don't remember. And my other grandpa is from Northern Ireland. So, um, yeah. So it's in my blood for sure. It's in my blood. Um, and Mormons can't have the coffee because it is against the word of wisdom. And the word of wisdom is something Joseph Smith wrote. Joseph Smith founded the Mormon Church. At the time, I think when he founded it, when the Book of Mormon was published, I think he called it the Church of Christ or something. Church of Church of Christ, I think was the church's original name. And he wrote a document called the Word of Wisdom. It's full of like, hey, probably don't eat this, don't stay away, abstain from like marijuana, don't do that stuff. Don't drink alcohol. But it's the word of wisdom generally isn't bad advice. It's like, hey, don't eat meat all the time. Eat it when it's winter or when other food is hard to come across. Don't eat it all the time. Eat vegetables and stuff like stay away from alcohol. So the coffee comes from in the words of wisdom. It says to being kosher, maybe I don't know. I don't know. They're probably comparable on some level. but it's like, hey, don't drink hot drinks. Stay away from hot drinks, because I think at the time there was some stigma about hot drinks, um, like making you sick or something. I don't know. I don't know why. But it doesn't specifically list coffee. Maybe it does. But coffee's a hot drink in general, right? Um, so, but the word of wisdom was not originally written as a commandment or part of the doctrine. It's just Joseph being like, hey, try to abstain from all of these harmful things, eat good stuff, and yeah, do that. Um, so, uh, I don't know if it's theorized or if it's been proven, but it's theorized that Joseph wrote the Word of Wisdom because they would have uh, church meetings in Joseph's house, and they all chewed tobacco, and they had spit buckets, right? Um, and Joseph's wife Emma would have to clean up the floor after every meeting because they would miss the bucket. The congregation would miss the bucket, and she was like, "Hey Joseph, I'm tired of cleaning up tobacco. Can you guys stop chewing it in the house or something?" And Joseph's like, "Fine. If we can't have tobacco, you can't have your coffee." It was probably part of the temperance movement too, probably. Joseph the I can't remember, the church was founded in the 20s or the 30s. I'm pretty sure it was the early to mid 30s. Probably the early 30s, because I think Joseph died in 34. I think it was 34. Maybe it was in the 40s when he was shot. Anyway, that's why I've never had coffee in my life, because Joseph wrote that. Here, let me get rid of this. You don't need to look at that anymore. Because Joseph wrote the Word of Wisdom. Was not originally intended to be a commandment or anything of the sort. It just as a diet plan, like a suggestion for your diet. I had break just started. I'm sorry if you can't hear me, Foxtrot. I apologize. But the modern church is very different than Joseph's church, for sure, for many reasons. And the modern church, I don't know if they would call the Word of Wisdom a commandment. Maybe they would. But the Word of Wisdom is part of the temple worthiness interview questions. So, to cover that, we have to kind of cover temples. I'm gonna wait till the ad breaks over just in case. Just in case. But yeah, so I have the freeze-dried coffee. I'll drink it if we get, what was it, 125? Yeah, 125. If we get to 125, I will drink the freeze-dried coffee with the Nestle creamer. Thank you for the smooch name, Tato. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be any good. It's Bill's Brew, freeze-dried coffee. William James Coffee Company. So it's not like, I don't think there's a name brand, or it's not a store brand, but I definitely don't recognize Bill's Brew from my time at Walmart. Or Tato, would you
prefer the smooches like this?
you go, Teto. Why blushy? Why the blushy, Teto? Why the blushy? Yep. Hope the smooches were okay for you, Teto. Thank you for the redeem. Mwah. Thank you. Of course, Teto, of course. I'm sorry, Foxtrot. I talk about this and so I end up just rambling about it every time someone asks me about coffee. Or if I bring it up, I've never had coffee. I guess whenever I bring up tea, too. So the word of wisdom was not written as intended to be a commandment at the time. It has subsequently been made a commandment because the question, are you currently following the word of wisdom, is a question on the temple worthiness interview in the temple worthiness interview list of questions. So yes, drinking coffee will keep you out of heaven. Or at least the highest of heaven, the best heaven. It'll keep you out of the best heaven. Because the modern church put that question in the worthiness interview. So I guess nowadays it is treated as a commandment. If you're Mormon and you're caught holding a Starbucks cup, ooh boy, the nice old ladies are gonna be gossiping about you. UMC? I don't know what that means. Give me a second. Oh, I'm not practicing anymore, by the way. I should make that clear. Oh, myth. Okay. Gotcha. I mean, it's in my blood, right? It's in my blood. Yeah, I'm not practicing anymore. Because it's a bunch of baloney. And nobody likes a bunch of baloney unless you like baloney. In that case, it's a bunch of Brussels sprouts. I don't know. So it'll keep you out of heaven because if you're not following the word of wisdom, they only care about the coffee part. They don't care if you're eating meat every day, because they don't care about that part of the word of wisdom, just the hot drinks part, just the coffee now. That's all they really care about for whatever reason. They don't care because like every summer, every 4th of July, our ward, it's a Mormon congregation, is called a ward. Our ward does like a neighborhood barbecue thing, and every Halloween they do a trunk or treat with a chili potluck, which is actually it's a good time. It's pretty good chili. Aren't too prevalent in the South. Knew a guy in high school who converted. I think he only did it because he had a crush on the missionaries. Oh, that's not great. The missionaries aren't there very long. They're there for a quarter, a few months, and then they're transferred to a different area. That's kind of sad. I was doing okay though. Yeah, so they don't care about the like eating meat sparingly part of the word of wisdom. They don't care about that part. The coffee will keep you out of heaven because you need to abstain from it to pass the worthiness interview with your bishop, who is your the leader of your congregation, who is not. He doesn't do it as a job. They're pretty sure it's unpaid work. But the bishop is called is selected from your ward, from your congregation, is called by the stake president, which the stake is a geographical area of a few neighborhood blocks containing a number of wards. And your stake president will call a bishop, and then your area president, which is a big shot in the church leadership, not the biggest big shot, but the area president is over a larger geographical area, over many stakes, and he calls stake president. Anyway, you have to pass this worthiness interview with your bishop to get a temple recommend, to attend the temple, to do baptisms for the dead, or get your ordinances done. If you want to get married in the temple to your spouse, you have to be a worthy temple recommend holder, which means you have to not be drinking coffee. You can't be touching your wee or your whatever. So, yes, drinking coffee will keep you out of heaven in Mormonism, anyway. If heaven's real, of course. Hi, Brad. You want smooches? Okay.
Hi, Brad. I hope you're doing alright, sweetheart. It's good to see you, dear.
Okay, Tito. Thank you for the smooch redeem, Brad. Thank you.
Brad. Brad, you're a very, very good Brad. You're such a good Brad. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Sorry.
Brad, I'm sorry, we're throwing us. Brad, I'm very proud of you. You work so very, very hard. And I'm very proud of you. It's always good to see you. Always good to see you, Brad. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you, Brad. Brad, thank you for being who you are and doing what you do, Brad. I think the world is a better place for it. I do, anyway. You're such a good Brad.
Good Brad, yes you are. Such a good Brad. Yes you are. Yes you are. Such a good Brad. Such a good Brad. Good Brad. There you go. Foxtrot, this is because I live in Mormon land. What do they call it? The Mormon belt? I don't remember it. Or the Mordor. The Mormon corridor. It's like Idaho, southern Idaho, Utah, to like Nevada and Wyoming. The Mordor. Yeah. The Mordor, which makes it sound cooler than it is. I want to live in Mordor. Yeah. Yep. So, some of you might not get this joke, but I'll explain later. So I was mashing potatoes yesterday. Like this, it's not a euphemism. I was mashing potatoes for my mom. Because we had mashed potatoes and beef yesterday, and she was listening to the radio, and the radio um, was playing some ads, and it started out as an ED ad, an ad for ED treatment, and then there was like a record scratch, and then it turned into a pest control company ad. So they were playing the ED part as like a bit to maybe get your attention, and then transition to a pest control service ad, I think. And then they played an ad for a pizza place that makes curry pizza. I don't know if that's good. I've never heard of it before. But it's like, yay, pizza. And then it went into a real ED ad, like a treatment for ED at a clinic. Like not a joke one. So it was just a whiplash. Oh, ED ad, just kidding, it's pest control. Oh, here's an ad for pizza. And ED is here, yeah, we'll treat your ED like a real ED ad. It was just weird. But the clinic that was advertising their treatment for ED was I don't know if they have more than one location, but the location is in Provo. And if you've never heard of Provo, Provo is where the Brigham Young University is. So it's like I don't know who's treating. Why would they It's like, why do they advertise? Why do they have an ED clinic in Provo? That's like having a boat repair shop in the desert. Provo is where BYU is, and that's a bunch of young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Mormon kids go to college who may have never even held someone's hand. I don't know, that's probably a generalization or an exaggeration, but like, if you want to go to BYU, you have to get an ecclesiastical letter of recommendation or approval. And if you want to graduate, you have to get an ecclesiastical letter of recommendation to graduate too, from what I remember. And you can't have a beard. You can have a mustache, but you can't have a beard. Even though Jesus had full-on beard, and like, so Brigham Young, a lot of the older prophets had big beard, like just like Lorenzo Snow. One of them had this big poofy beard. And I can't imagine having to shave that often. Like, I don't know if it has to be. I don't think you have to be completely clean shaven. Maybe you do. I don't know. I've never read the rules. But if I wanted to be clean shaven, I'd have to shave like every day. I got beard genes from my grandpa, because my grandpa had this big poofy beard, and he would tell us stories of because both my grandparents served in Vietnam. One of them was in the Air Force, and the other was a Marine or in the Army. One of the two, and the grandpa on my dad's side. My grandpa on my dad's side would have. He said he had to shave like twice a day to keep from being yelled at. So, yeah, this just sounds awful. It just sounds awful. I don't know, I just thought that was funny. I apologize. Sorry. But yeah, if you want me to sin and drink coffee, it's just $125. If we reach $125, I will drink coffee. I'll do it. Right? Yeah, 125. So if we hit 30, I'll play a horror game of chat's choosing, except Alien Isolation and the Complex Expedition, because those are I've already played Isolation, and the Complex Expedition is another incentive. As long as it'll run on my PC, I'll play it. If we hit 40, we'll do an Elden Ring endurance stream, just a really long Elden Ring stream. I've streamed Elden Ring twice. We'll probably play it Friday, maybe not Friday, maybe Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, because we're playing Stuffed with Honey on Friday around 8:30 my time, 7:30 PST. Excuse me. Sorry. And if we hit 60, I'll do a pre-recorded thigh ASMR sounds. Thigh sounds ASMR. I don't know if I want to do that on stream anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. But I'll do a pre-recorded one. If we hit 80, we'll make a puppet on stream, because I need to get back into doing that. It's just that my work area has been a mess for a while. But we'll work on it on stream, except like cutting the pattern out, because I don't have enough table space in my room to do that. And when it'll be a series of streams, I'm not going to do it in one sitting, because that would be a really long stream. So when we hit 100, I'll eat the spicy ramen. 125, I'll try coffee for the first time. It's freeze-dried coffee from an MRE, so it's gonna be delicious, I'm sure. If we hit 150, we'll do another Battle Beans stream with my sister. You guys seem to have liked her, I guess. She picked on me because Bread was making fun of me, and then she yeah. Anyway, if we hit 180, I'll play the Complex Expedition. I watched the trailer because we played the Complex found footage on stream. It's a free game on Steam. It takes like an hour to an hour and a half to get through. It only took me 56 minutes to get through it the first time, because I didn't know I could crouch to like halfway through it. If we hit 200, I will attempt to draw Chat's PFPs in MS Paint. We'll probably do that as a channel point redeem. For like, I'll leave the channel point redeem open for like 5 minutes, maybe longer, depending on how many redeems we get. Has to be TOS, of course. I don't think they would allow anything not TOS. So if you want your PFP drawn by me in MS Paint, you know what to do. If we hit 225, I'll do a pre-recorded ASMR RP video. I'll probably improv a situation of Chat's choosing, unless Teto throws a script at me. And if we hit 250, I will attempt to make rice balls on stream, because I have a relatively pretty small rice cooker. I've tried to make rice balls before. It's not very successful. So if we hit that goal, I will look into getting a kit or something, like the triangle molds, because I tried to do it with my hands and it did not go well. If we hit 275, I'll do 50 squats on the spot. If we hit 300, I'll do a miniature painting stream. I don't know what we'll paint. I might put all my minis in like little bags to just pick one at random, and then we paint that one. There are miniatures on my throne. They're both Reaper Bones minis. There's a Oni lady, or like a Ifrit, like a lady Ifrit, or something. I'm pretty sure she's an Oni, like a demon lady. And there's two little mouse folk rogue people. They're really cute minis. Um, so we'll do that. And then if we hit 350, this was Muck's idea. This is the thigh squish cam. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Well, either just do chatting for like 5-10 minutes while I sit here just squeeze my thighs for whatever reason, or I'll crop the. I don't actually know how to crop a capture. I need to look that up. And if we get it fully funded, if you guys have ideas for stuff between 300 and fully funded, let me know. I racked my brain for like an hour and 40 minutes thinking of all these. I about gave myself a headache. So if any of you have ideas for these, let me know. If we get it fully funded, I will do a thigh cupping ASMR with the 3DO. Yeah, those are the incentives for the Donathon starting tomorrow. Yeah, sorry about rambling. I think everybody left, which is fine. That's fine. Google's probably put people's tabs to sleep. It's really annoying. There's a way to turn that off if you go to your Google settings, if you're watching this on Google, of course. I don't know if other web browsers do it. If you go to your settings and go to performance, you can add URLs to a list, and Google will not put those URLs to sleep. I don't know if you have to put specific, I don't remember if to put specific streamer URLs, or if you just put twitch.tv in there and it won't put Twitch to sleep. I don't remember. So yeah, I don't think it'll put it to sleep as long as you have the volume up. The volume on. That might put it to sleep if you mute the tab, but I don't know. If I were a bug, what type of bug would I be? I don't know a lot about bugs specifically. Well, like all the different families and the genera. I don't know a lot about that. But that's an interesting question, Foxtrot. What would you be? What would you be, Foxtrot? I guess I gotta think about that one. I don't have one that's specifically immediately like, oh, this bug. Like, you ask for a specific bug, or like, oh, I'd be a beetle, or like a type of bee, or a type of dragonfly, or a kind of butterfly, some kind of ant or bee. being a bumblebee might be nice. Your life's not too complicated, right? You just look for pollen. Listen, how long does a bee live? Bee lives between 30 and 60 days. Oh, the western honeybee. The early bunnybee lives. Bumblebee. Bunnybee. The early bumblebee lives 28 days. But a bee might be fun, right? Life's pretty simple. Garden ant or honeybee specifically. Okay. Uh, I don't know. Ladybug might be fun because you just get aphids your whole life, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. I caught that burp in time. Maybe a beetle. I don't know. There's the June beetle. So, when I was little, carpet ant would also be cool. Just chewing on sticks all the time, right? When I was little, my grandma and grandpa on my dad's side had this old wooden playground in their backyard. They've since gotten rid of it years ago because it was getting pretty old. Had like a steel barrel as a slide. It wasn't a very great slide because there was always dirt at the end. Because they were back my grandma's backyard, the dirt is more like sand. It's sandy dirt, really loose dirt. It's not, you know, it's just the area, I guess. The dirt, the soil's just really sandy. So it was really easy to dig in her backyard. And there would be June beetles everywhere. My dad, I grew up calling them barking beetles because that's what my dad would call them when he was little. And they terrified me. They absolutely terrified me. They're 10 lined June beetles. Specifically. At least that's what the wing, I don't remember what it's called, the wings that became hard and like to protect the inner wings. The wings that fold out when they fly. I can't remember what that's called. I watched the reptile guy video about beetles just the other day. I just can't remember it right now. But they terrified me. They scared the crap out of me. The elytra, right? Thank you, Foxtrot. Thank you. The elytra looks like sunflower seeds. So whenever I see a sunflower seed or a discarded like broken sunflower shell. It's like, oh no, there's a June beetle, a hissing beetle, barking beetle. Sorry, because I called them barking beetles because they sounded like they were barking. They were they made this hissing noise, and it scared the crap out of me. There was one time we were playing in the backyard. I don't remember why, but it might have been for somebody's birthday, or it was just everybody was visiting my grandparents that day. We were out in the backyard playing with cousins, and one landed on my arm, and it did not let go. Like, it landed on my arm. I was not very old. Maybe I was pretty young, not too old. Maybe less than 10. I don't remember the exact age, but I was young enough to just scared the crap out of me. And I screamed so hard. I screamed so hard because I'd shake my arm, and it did not let go. It did not want to let go. And they scared the crap out of me. I hated them. Because if they saw you, so I started shaking my arm, and then it started hissing, and then I screamed harder. Eventually, it let go, I think. But yeah, it gripped my arm pretty hard. It did not want to let go. I hate them. I hate them. I've not seen a living one in years, though. I've not seen a living one. Because I think we would dig up their larvae in the sandbox, because there are these big grubs. Like, they were huge. They're disgusting. But we would dig them up while we were looking for because my dad and my uncles would play with toys in the sandbox, just the dirt, with their Transformers and Star Wars figures and Tonka trucks, and so we would excavate for them. We did find a few things. We found some Hot Wheels Matchbox cars. The most exciting one was we found a figure, a Star Wars figure. I can't remember which one it was, but it had really big hands. I don't know if that one had a head though. We did find the head of the Hammerhead guys from Star Wars. We found the head of one of those, and I think we found a G.I. Joe guy, and a few Hot Wheels over the years. And I think we would just dig up these grubs. I haven't seen one since. I've seen their dead bodies, the dead beetles, but I haven't seen, like, I've seen their elytra around, but I haven't seen a living June beetle in a long time, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very glad about that. I'm guessing it was some bug spray that my grandparents had some pest control guys spray or whatever. That's probably why. But I have not seen a living one in a very long time. Would I want to be a 10-lined June beetle? No. But it was always the worst when we went over to my grandparents at night when their porch light was on, because they would always be sitting under the light bulb next to the doorknob, on like the windowsill or whatever it's called. They would be sitting on the side of the house under the light bulb because they're attracted to light, and I hated them. I hated them. And they would hiss, and then they would jump at us, and I hated because it was right next to the doorbell. I hated it. Oh my goodness, I hate them. I don't like them at all. But a box elder bug. I'd be a box elder bug. I think they have a different name. Box elder bug. Because there's a county in Utah, called box elder. I don't know if that's where the box elder bug gets their name from, but they have really pretty coloration for being so common. They're black with highlights of orange around the elytra, and their eyes are beet red. They're really pretty bugs, and they don't hurt. They don't bite you at all. I don't even know if they have mouth parts. Um, but they're everywhere in the spring and summer. They just explode uh, after the winter. I don't know why they're named box elder bugs. They're also called box beetles. The western box elder bug, Boisia rubrolineata, is a relative of the species and is native to western North America. Box elder bugs are found primarily on box elder trees. Oh, so they're not named box elder bugs after the county. I'm guessing the county's named after the box elder tree. I'm guessing that's right. But yeah, the box elder bugs really liked they loved it. The old playground that my grandparents had in their backyard. They loved all these crevices in the old wood and stuff. They loved it. They're still everywhere in my grandma's backyard in the spring and summer. You mainly remember stink bugs everywhere? I don't think we ever got stink bugs. But they would make the June beetles, the barking beetles. I called them barking beetles because that's what my dad called them when he was little. I thought that was their official name, so I'd Google barking beetle and I would get nothing. I would get nothing. And I was like, why, what? And my dad was like, yeah, they're not actually called that. I was like, what? My life is a lie? But I hate it. I hate the sound they make. I haven't heard it in years. I'm kind of tempted to Google, like, you search it up on YouTube, but I do not want to hear it. I do not want to hear that sound. I hate that sound. Yeah, but box elder bugs are just kind of fun. They're fun to hold. Because you just pick one up off out of the grass and it'll just run in your hands, trying to get away. And they won't. Sometimes they'll just fly away, and it's sad. There's one time I held one for like probably 15 minutes because I was bored. I was at a church youth camp thingy. I don't remember if it was like a steak thing or a ward thing. Bad stitch when you kill them. Always had to deliberate on if you could get outside or if you had to kill it indoors. Oh. I don't think I've ever had stink bugs around here. No. I'm like, depending on the traffic, maybe 20 minutes from the base of the Rockies. So I can't see out this window because there's a bunch of plants in the way. Yeah, I'm in the basement. But yeah, I can see the mountains at my front window. I'm not like living on the mountains, but I'm close enough, I guess. I'm close enough. So yeah, I'm not coastal at all. I am near a body of water, a really stinky one. Because every summer, there's a few days where it just stinks because all the brain shrimp in the Salt Lake just die en masse. And it stinks. It smells so bad. It's either that or the inversion, but I'm pretty sure it's the brine shrimp just dying. Or their poop. I don't know. It's a very, very particular smell. It's a smelly smell that smells smelly. Yeah, we just get spiders mostly in the house. Like, I would take a spider outside, but when I see one, it's usually when I'm getting ready for bed or something. Like, the Appalachian Mountains. East Coast are. That makes sense, yeah. I haven't been up in the mountains for a while. Got pretty close to them because we went out to my sister's graduation ceremony a couple of weeks ago. And it's near the base of the mountains. So we were like at the base of the mountains, which was nice. I hadn't been up there in a while. I have been up in the mountains for like scout activities, because the Mormon church and the Boy Scouts used to be like, I'm interlocking my fingers, you can't see, but they were like that. Because it was like a symbiotic relationship. The church got a youth program for the young boys, and the Boy Scouts got like guaranteed scouts. Because it was like when you turned 8 years old, you became a Cub Scout, and then you became a Boy Scout. At least for me, it wasn't a question of whether I wanted to be a Cub Scout or not. It was just something we did because my grandma was den leader for a while, and she might still be. I don't actually know. My dad was a Scoutmaster, Cub Scoutmaster for years, a really long time. So he enjoyed that a lot, but I think they had some other people join the leadership or whatever, and they just did not get along. And my dad had been doing it for so long, I think he was just done. But he was a Cub Scout master like my whole Scout career, pretty much. That's a long time. Yeah, I'd been up in the mountains for Scout activities, or just young men's activities on Wednesdays. Because when you turned 14, you still did Scout stuff, but it was much less emphasized. It was called like varsity camp, that kind of stuff in the summer when you went to campouts. Because the 12, 13-year-olds would they go to Scout camp. And the 14, 15, and then up to the 16-year-olds, 16, 17-year-olds would go on varsity camp and do cool stuff. There was one year we all went to Arches and Goblin Valley. We went down to Moab. That was really cool. I'd love to go to Moab again, but I'm pretty sure they closed Arches because people were just throwing garbage around. Maybe, I don't know. I'm glad I got to go to Arches. That was a cool weekend, or a week. I think it was a week. So it'd be fun to go again. Goblin Valley is really cool. Goblin Valley is really cool. There's not much to do there, but you can go look at all the goblins, quote unquote goblins. They're just lumpy rock boulder things, right? But they're pretty cool rock formations. They're pretty cool. Around the time we went, that was the year of the controversy of the Scoutmaster shoving over a goblin, one of the goblins, because their defense for pushing this rock formation over was because it looked unstable, but that's there's people that have jobs to take care of that kind of thing. And apparently, from what I recall, after it's probably been a decade, we heard of 2024. It might have been 2014. Around that time, there was like this big controversy because obviously that's stupid. And apparently he was on like disability or something for hurting his back. So he was apparently lying about his back being injured or something. I don't remember. It was just this big deal. And they were like, "Do not push over a goblin. Don't push over the goblins." Yeah, but it was just a really cool. It's a really cool place. I guess you could call it like it's a spiritual place. I guess I don't know. Because the Mormon Church kind of monopolizes your happy feelings. They're like, oh, if you feel happy, or not just feel happy, but like if you get a nice warm feeling, that's the Spirit, that's the Holy Ghost. So you know it's a good thing if you feel good, and like that, where the Mormon Church is so great. They would say like, isn't it great that we get to feel this great feeling? We get to feel the Holy Ghost, the burning in our bosom. Isn't that great? Only we get to do that because we have the truth, right? We're the one true church on this earth. There was the restored church of Jesus Christ. Isn't that great? No one else has all this eternal happiness. They may feel happy, but they're not really happy, or their happiness isn't eternal. Whatever. Absolute garbage sludge. But yeah, they monopolize on this good feeling. So it would be like, and I didn't even really know what burning in your bosom meant. To me, growing up in the church, it would be like, oh, I feel the Spirit because I'm sleepy. I would be, because to me, the burning, I didn't really get the burning in my bosom. I just get sleepy. I was like, oh, it's the Spirit, but actually, I was just tired. Probably. But it was the atmosphere, the feeling when I went to bosom in a year after 1930, right? Just the atmosphere at Goblin Valley was like, man, this is a really cool place. I had this conversation with my friend at the time. We're still friends, I think. I haven't talked to him in a while, but because everybody else was playing Capture the Flag, and we just sat there. We just sat and looked up, because you could see stars. We were far enough from light pollution to actually like see more than like 5 stars in the sky. And it was really cool. But yeah, we talked about like because we talked about the creation and evolution, all that stuff. Because it was kind of a big deal to me. Because my favorite part, like the thing I enjoyed learning about the most was their creation and Noah's Ark, that kind of stuff. Because I like animals. Can you tell? That was always my favorite part, but we like never talked about it in Sunday school or anything. I remember we had like one lesson that I can remember on the creation and Noah's Ark, and that was like my favorite thing to learn about because it was so cool. And so yeah, we talked about that. And it's like, well, what about all this stuff? And then my friend was like, well, we're probably just not meant to know that stuff. And it's like, well, maybe you're right. Maybe that makes sense. And cut to like what 10 years later. Look at me now. Because it was all the creation was very important to me. Because I was like, okay, well, how did he do all this stuff? And it says 7 days. In here, and he did this first, and then he did this, and then he did this. I was like, okay, well, that kind of, yeah, okay, right, okay. And I was like, well, how did he do that? Why does it say 7 days when we have fossils from, really simple life forms and like dinosaurs and stuff that are older than 7 days? And all this stuff. And so I would spend, it was like the really important problem to me. I was like, how did he do, why does it say 7 days? Was it like 7 days, but it was like a million years each time? There's still not enough time. And billion is that's too long. I've talked about this before. I don't know if there's anybody here that hasn't heard this. And growing up Mormon, they're like, hey, if you have a problem and you need like help with your problem, just open your scriptures to a random page, close your eyes, and put your finger on the paper, and then that scripture can answer your question. That I didn't do that because it's silly. I think I tried to do that. I was like, that doesn't help me at all. It's talking about someone's like lineage, like so and so begat so and so, and so begat so and so. It's like, how does this help me? That doesn't do anything. But I was in seminary, and seminary is church instruction during school hours. You get release time for that class period to go to the seminary building, which is just across the parking lot from the high school or junior high. If you're a Mormon not in Utah, you probably go to early morning seminary, which is like at 6 a.m. before school, which sounds awful. I didn't do that. But we were reading the script. The passage is in the Book of Mormon. I don't know if it's taken from Matthew or Luke or whatever, because the Book of Mormon has chapters that are just plagiarized from Isaiah and Matthew, I think. And Joseph just transplanted the Sermon on the Mount into the Book of Mormon. So like a lot of the Book of Mormon is just the Bible, but with some words changed around and some passages omitted. But we were reading it, and then I'd have to go get my scriptures. I've done this before on stream, but I can't remember the exact passage. I have it bookmarked. Should I? I'll. All right, I'll go get it. Just give me a second. I gotta find the passage, So I have my quad, which I've had since I was 8 years old, in my scripture bag since I've had. That's also I've also had since I was 8. It's a relatively flashy scripture bag. It's got it's like faux leather. This might be real leather, actually. Probably not. But it's black and white, and one side has like this checker pattern with white squares, and there's some white squares like falling off or something. And then on the other side, it has a pouch or a pocket with black squares on white on a white background. So this is my quad. It's called a quad because it has the Holy Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. This thing probably weighs... I have a 2-pound dumbbell. I don't feel like getting up to get it again, but to get a dumbbell, but this thing's heavy. It would hurt if you hit someone with it. It's not hardcover though. Yeah, I had this since I was 8. The scripture that I've been alluding to, I'm pretty sure it's in the Book of Mormon. I don't think it's from the Bible, but let's see. Yeah. It is it's in the Book of Mormon. It is Alma chapter 40, verse 8. So this scripture pretty much solved all my problems for a good while. Because I had all these items on my shelf. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the shelf item is like a doubt or something you learn about church history or something, whatever. Like Joseph's polygamy or the Mountain Meadows massacre, whatever. Or anachronisms in the Book of Mormon, whatever. Like the fact they have horses and chariots in upstate New York in 500 BC. Hi, Ninetail. Hi, dear. You want a good girl? Okay. The email is something else. That is something else right there. Hope you're doing alright, dear. Hope you're doing okay, sweetheart. Hope work's not too rough on you.
Ninetail, you're a very good girl. You're such a good girl, Ninetail. Thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. I'm very proud of you. You work very, very hard. And I'm very proud of you. Thank you for stopping by, Ninetail. Thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do, Ninetail. And being who you are, I think it makes the world a better place. In my opinion, I think so anyway. And your art is amazing. Your art is amazing.
Good girl, Ninetail. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. more coming soon. That's exciting. That's exciting. It's already been 2 hours. Holy smokes. Well, it's a Wednesday. Today is a pretty slow Wednesday. It was a pretty slow ASMR stream. That's okay. That's okay though. That's okay though. I feel like Wednesdays have lately been. Wednesdays are usually slower than Sundays. Also, could just be an off day. Of course. You made a birthday drawing for Ghost since his birthday is this Tuesday? Nice. That's awesome. That's exciting. I'm going to try to remember that. I'm going to try to remember that. Apocrypha? I'd have to Google what an apocrypha means. Anyway, sorry. So the scripture that like postponed my shelf breaking, or made me feel at ease about the 7 days of creation thing, whatever. It's Alma chapter 40 verse 8. Now whether there is more than one time appointed for men to rise, it mattereth not, for all do not die at once, and this mattereth not. All is one day with God, and time only is measured unto men. It's talking about the second coming and resurrection, I think. But it's like, oh, that makes sense. We put 7 days in the Genesis story so we can actually comprehend what happened. Oh, okay. It didn't actually just literally take 7 days. It was probably a bit, as long as it, millions of years, right? And you made your pick, your OC pick, rainbow. Nice. That's cute. So yeah, that basically answered my question. I was like, oh, okay. And then I coasted off that for a good while. That was what I think that was in high school. Let me Google what an apocrypha is. Apocryphal? Apocrypha. Not considered canonical scripture. Oh. Third-hand stories, I guess. Some examples are the Vulgate, which was written by Jerome. Maybe, honestly, if you ask that to Joseph Smith, he might just tell you the Bible might be apocrypha. So we use the Mormons use the King James version of edition of the Bible, and because that's what Joseph used, grew up with, whatever. And Joseph said that the King James version was the most accurate translation of the Bible, but it wasn't perfect. Like reading the Bible as a Mormon is not nearly as emphasized as reading the Book of Mormon is. The Bible is still important, of course, but the Book of Mormon is much more important to Mormons than the Bible. But they see the Book of Mormon as another testament of Jesus Christ. They don't call it the Mormon Bible. I get why people call it the Mormon Bible, but I mean it plagiarizes a lot from Isaiah and Deutero-Isaiah. And Isaiah is not even in the Book of Mormon. So that's another big anachronism right there. That it quotes from Isaiah and Deutero Isaiah. So Joseph, before he died, so Luther did include in his version. You know a lot more about it than I do, Foxtrot. You know a lot about, yeah, I'm not as knowledgeable about that kind of stuff, but, I guess maybe you could say the Pearl of Great Price is kind of apocryphal, because the Pearl of Great Price was canonized. It's canonized, but it was the Pearl of Great Price is a collection of books or writings by Joseph that he translated from other sources. So the Pearl of Great Price, selections from the Book of Moses, an extract from the translation of the Bible as revealed to Joseph Smith the prophet, June 1830 to February 1831. So Joseph Smith, the idea of the Bible from the literal stance is interesting. Yes, it is much more interesting than the Book of Mormon. For sure. If you want to put yourself to sleep, like if you're having trouble falling asleep at night for whatever reason, just open a copy of the Book of Mormon and start reading it. It'll put you to sleep in seconds. So Joseph Smith was in the process of basically rewriting the Bible. The Joseph Smith translations, which aren't really discussed these days as much. The churches, because with the advent of the internet, people can find information like the fact that Joseph Smith translated the Book of Mormon by putting a rock in his hat and then shoving his face in the hat and reading the translation off the rock while the golden plates were across the room. The South Park episode is right about pretty much everything in that episode. Pretty much everything. Especially like the family board game night, that kind of stuff. That's a big part of Mormon culture. We never really ate green Jello a lot. I did like Jello when I was little. I haven't eaten Jello in a long time. Because last time I ate Jello, I threw up. Excuse me, and I've not craved it since. So Joseph Smith was in the process of translating the Bible. I don't think he got very far. That might be what the Book of Moses is. So the Book of Moses is an extract from the translation of the Bible as revealed to Joseph Smith. I've been okay, Jade. No worries about not being around. That's okay. Mwah. That's just fine. I've been well. Can't stay up too late tonight because I've just started the Donathon tomorrow. 11 a.m. MDT, that's Mountain Daylight Time. That's I don't know what that is in EST. Oh, Guilty's not life anymore. Darn it. Hi, Mark. You want to smooches? Okay. 1 p.m. EDT? Okay. Yeah, I remember there was 1 p.m. for some people. Yeah. Hi, Mark. I hope you're doing alright, dear. You're so tired. That's okay. That's okay, Jay. We're probably going to call it a night here pretty soon. I've just been rambling. But yeah, Foxtrot, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. I hope you're doing alright, Buck. It's good to see you. Okay, Jake, thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Don't forget to brush your teeth, get some good sleeps. With most things in 1800s, yeah. Like, you broke the law in one state, just cross the border to a different state and you're good. They can't chase you over the border. Well, they can chase you, but they can't. They couldn't arrest you in a different state. That's how Joseph got away with all this stuff. He just moved. he would just move. He did grow up in the burned over district. And like there's this whole there's this great, you could go down so many rabbit holes with Joseph Smith. You can go down so many. If you really want to learn more Foxtrot, the Mormon Stories podcast is pretty good. They have a playlist about hold on. They have a playlist called Earliest Discussions, where they talk about truth claims. The Mormon Church's truth claims. They had a guy on recently that studies Isaiah, David Bakavoy. I don't know if he's big in other circles. He's a cool guy. That's why I was listening to one of the episodes with him where he was talking about Isaiah. It's like, oh, Deutero Isaiah is a thing. Man, that pretty much, without a doubt, proves the Book of Mormon is a fraud. Because it quotes both Isaiah and Deutero Isaiah. And maybe tertiary Isaiah, or whatever it's called. Makes sense, though. Near the end of the Second Great Awakening. Yeah. Would be made. Yep. Joseph Smith wasn't smart, but he wasn't stupid either. He knew what he was doing for the most part. But the Mormon Stories podcast channel has a playlist called Earliest Discussions, where they just talk about truth claims. It's cool stuff. There's some pretty good episodes there. The host of the Mormon Stories podcast, his name is John Dillon. He was excommunicated from the church. I don't remember the whole story, but he gave a TED talk about being nice to LGBTQ people while staying in the church, and the church excommunicated him for it. Anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling at this point. That's a pretty good source if you want to learn more. There's another channel. Let's see. The Mormon Informant. He's got 2 videos out. 50 problems with the Mormon Church and 50 more problems with the Mormon Church. And he's got another video detailing um, where is it? The Kirtland Safety Society. So Joseph Smith tried to start a bank, but they wouldn't give him a banking license. So he just went and made his own bank anyway, and he got all of his followers to use their bank, and it was backed by gold, right? Because banks back then had to be backed by gold. So they had this little box in the front window, full of gold, to be like, hey, look at all this gold. This is a legit bank. And they issued their own currency too, which actually is a nice collector piece if you can get your hands on some. But yeah. Anyway, they had gold, but it was not nearly as much gold, and then I think it eventually got busted. Yeah. Oh, there's also a really fun story. The Danites a big thing still in Mormonism. Really remember reading about them in a more specialized American history book. The Danites were a big deal. I don't think the church has the Danites anymore. At least they don't go and they're not the church's own military force anymore or police force anymore. They're definitely, if they do exist, I'm not specific. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't say that Danites are still around. There's probably people out there, extremists calling themselves Danites, but yeah, they do have the Strengthening Church Members Committee that keeps tabs on people talking about the Mormon Church. I don't know if I'm on that list. I'm pretty obscure. But I guess that's the closest thing to the Danites in the modern Mormon Church, or at least this branch of Mormonism. There was a story. You can look it up later if you want. We did read about not Grover Cleveland, the King of Beaver Creek, or the King of Beaver Island. You should look that one up. That guy's interesting. We read about him in the book that I have on my shelf, the Book of Unusual Knowledge. The King of Beaver Island. He started his own sect of Mormonism after Joseph died. He supposedly got a letter from Joseph, signed by Joseph, telling him he is to be the next prophet of the Mormon Church after he passes away. So he's like, oh hey, I have this letter. Nobody listened to him because he was a nobody. And Joseph had also said that his son would succeed him as prophet. Anyway, the King of Beaver Creek started his own church, but he actually had plates, and there's still members of this sect around today. The church, there's not nobody that follows this church, right? There's even a museum around in the area that you can go see. You can go see this guy's golden plates. He actually had golden plates, and you can look at pictures of them. There was a tree on a cliff that he was like, "Hey guys, come dig under this tree. There's something pretty cool under there." So he he so they like him and his wife and like three other guys go up and they dig under this tree. They find a box. They open it and there's actual like brass plates in there with engravings and stuff. Just probably random symbols. There was an engraving of a person, and he started his own church. uh, and But he had actual plates that you could look at. That didn't mean anything, but he actually had plates. He one upped Joe's. He one upped Joe's. He one upped Joe Smith, in that regard, anyway. And He also married other women. He married a 18-year-old girl, and to hide it from his wife, they had this lady dress up in like a suit and pretend to be his like chauffeur or something. I don't think it worked very well. Um, yeah, it's a pretty interesting story. It's a pretty interesting story. Okay, who are we going to rate today? Who do we got? I have to go to the bathroom. Oh, Pupcats is live. We can rate Pupcats. Excuse me. But if you, I could probably answer one more question. Well, I get the rate set up here. Give me a second to install my headphones so I can hear my desktop, and I'll be right back. So the Book of Unusual Knowledge isn't focused on the King of Beaver Island exclusively. It's got a bunch of chapters about weird stuff about animals, movies, uh, all kinds of stuff. So it's not just focused on that. It's got like maybe 2-3 pages about um, the King of Beaver Island, or it's either Beaver Island or Beaver Creek. It's an interesting read, though, for sure. Yeah, there's like you pull on one little thread on the Mormonism yarn ball or sweater, and the whole thing. But there are so many threads to pull, so many rabbit holes you can fall down. It's crazy. It's crazy. I didn't know it. Oh, I forgot he was assassinated. He was assassinated. Yes. I don't know that book. But cool. Cool. All right, we're gonna read Pupcats. She's reading, it seems. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Donathon, bright and early. I know it's a Thursday, so I don't expect many people to show up. Or hi, Caparian. Good to see you, dear. I hope you're having a good week. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. It's good to see you. Yeah, here's the incentives for the Donathon. Of course, Foxtrot. Of course, I talk about this fairly often. Fairly often. So, yep. Thank you for being here, Foxtrot. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for the follow, Yggdrasil. Here's the incentives for the Donathon again. I don't think I have enough time to go over all of them, but here's the incentives. We're starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow. 11 a.m. MDT. I did post on Twitter. I believe it is the uh, pinned tweet. We're starting at 11 a.m. MDT, and then we're going till 11 p.m. And then the next day we're doing another 12. So we're doing 3 12-hour streams 3 days in a row. That's the dono-thon we're doing because I want to sleep and give my computer some sleep too. But be nice to Pupcats. She's a sweetheart. Or they're a sweetheart. Sorry. Bye bye.